Throughout history, some of our finest thinkers, scientists, artists, and leaders seem to agree on these few basic principles for learning and education. Education is not the responsibility of a school or university alone, but of students themselves, of parents, and a community. Education is the freeing of the mind. It is the inclination of a student to be curious, to question, to learn how to think rather than what to think, to solve problems rather than to answer questions. More than gathering information or preparing for a career, education is a way of thinking, a way of living. In the words of William Butler Yeats, education is not filling a pail, but the lighting of a fire. The question then is, how does a community and its school system light the fire? For Toms River Regional Schools, the answer came in actively and aggressively pursuing these principles within STEAM, a philosophy for learning that emphasizes science, technology, engineering, art, and math. To assist in launching this STEAM initiative, the Jay and Linda Grunin Foundation put forth a challenge to all 19 schools in the district. The foundation, known for its dedication to education and the arts, would commit $10,000 to each school that proposed an original learning experience that would be linked to the curriculum and foster interdisciplinary STEAM learning.
The lab is going to be created for the students to come in and work on basically projects that they deemed in the STEAM field, where they can work on engineering, the arts, the math, physics, biology, chemistry, all different things by taking experiments and real-world practices and put them to use using their own imagination and whatever inspires them.
We wanted to come up with some idea where we would be able to incorporate all of the students in the physics and physical science program. And we decided that roller coasters would fit that, because Next Generation Science Standards is very much involved in energy changes. And through the roller coaster, we would be able to do that.
The response and ideas were so enthusiastic and creative that the foundation chose to award the full grant request to each school, amounting to a total of over $184,000. Principals were elated. Teachers and curriculum supervisors were energized. In many cases, committees were formed to work out strategies for what programs could be developed and how they would be implemented.
We designed kits, what the students we thought they would need in order to create their own designs. As they move up and they get to build a roller coaster, they already have that building engineering mindset. Like, okay, well, if I change this track, well, how will that affect my speed or my energy?
One of the opportunities I had was a workshop to work with Legos and education. So I came back and I spoke with a lot of my administrators about it, and we did purchase one kit. So I got to use that with some of my students throughout last school year, and they enjoyed it immensely. And who would have thought that there was so much to learn in education by playing with something like a Lego toy?
We did have 2 students who were interested in being part of a competitive robotics team. Mr. Langford, who is one of our newer teachers here at South, had a strong background in robotics. So we had the students, we had the teacher, and we had the interest here, but we didn't have the funding available to start the program. So now, due to the Grunin Foundation, we're able to start our own program here.
So the garden started with an idea, with a very enthusiastic parent, and her children go here. And basically she said to me that she's going to be here for a while and was committed to creating a learning space, an outdoor space where kids could learn about how to grow healthy food.
The ideas were diverse, but each one was constant in its mission to develop the philosophies of STEAM and the fostering of practices that would go beyond the standard classroom practices of textbook learning.
They will be using their speaking skills, but you're also working on their social skills. You're building their self-esteem, and they'll be working together with their peers.
We want students to be able to act on a problem and become scientists and problem solve. And that's where the engineering and design process comes in.
Students will see the relationships between animals, plants, and the environment. They will learn in 1st and 2nd grade the structure of a plant, the life cycle of plants, and how that goes with weather and climate.
They're working on not only maybe individually with some of their own ideas, but really as a group. It's a group discussion They're trying to complete this project together. It builds that teamwork aspect.
Administration at the top and at every school was unwavering in their support of their staff and of their students.
Mr. Gluck, his guidance empowers us, and he has so much confidence that when we turn around and we come up with an idea and say we want to build an outdoor classroom and we want to take the kids and we want to provide them an opportunity to learn outside and establish a Google Classroom for all the teachers to share lesson plans, and he says go ahead, go do it.
I organized a team to work together and develop our ideas of what's needed at South, and one of the things we came up with was to start a competitive robotics team here.
In most cases, the implementation of a program required a physical or structural change to a building or the grounds surrounding a building, and help from the community. The district's buildings and grounds pitched in, as did local businesses and community organizations.
So with this exciting new event, we're partnering with multiple organizations throughout the community. We've partnered with the leader of the Girl Scouts group, where she's very excited to create this compost bin, utilize scraps from our lunchroom, and provide ourselves with organic soil and compost for the upcoming school year. Moving forward, we've worked and partnered with the 4-H Club Master Gardeners out of Rutgers University. They're going to be providing in-school professional development to our teachers, our administrators, and any member of our community that will be working with the Seeds of Inspiration program.
We've been working with Mayor Roma, our mayor in Beechwood. He has a wellness campaign, and this fit in so nicely with the wellness campaign. The borough donated compost for our garden, and we also were lucky enough to get some Ocean Grow fertilizer from the Ocean County Utilities Authority.
At any time that if we have an activity and we can invite in whether an engineer or someone specializing in the math field, technology, we would love to have them in.
The final and possibly most important component to developing the community approach to education was each school's efforts to bring parents into the process.
We have here at Washington Street Elementary School family involvement programs. And one of our family involvement programs can be where the students come back in the evening and they go into our learning lab with the parents. And we may give them the same activity, and the parents are just always amazed to see what the students can do when you are giving them a limited amount of materials and asking them to do a certain activity.
During their time off in the summer, principals reworked class schedules and the staffs prepared themselves for new programs by learning about the innovative tools they'd be using. By mid-October, most programs were functioning at full speed. Students across the age spectrum were actively involved in this new approach to learning. The enthusiasm for learning was obvious. Students are learning skills needed to navigate through life outside of school. Creative thought is encouraged. Curiosity about untried practices and the questioning of accepted theories become the norm. Failure is looked at now as just another opportunity to learn and a challenge to solve a problem.
So every one of our students in grades 3, 4, and 5 will be working in collaborative teams to design these projects. They're able to not just communicate with others, but to work well with others. Just that process of, this might not be the best idea, so let's figure out what we can do differently together.
A model adopting the concept of holistic community education and the philosophies of STEAM had been implemented and proven thus far to be successful. In this model, the insight of teachers and students drive change, and they are supported by their administration and the community. For students, the model inspires curiosity, critical thinking, and freedom of thought. It builds self-esteem and develops real-world skills like communication and team building. This novel approach to learning and education will, at its core, prepare students to better function in the world they will soon make their own.